What I want to talk about, Dan, is the massive volatility we saw yesterday. I mean, we saw whipsaws back and forth. Even today, you have the VIX higher. It seems like people are confused and they don't know how to play where we had the unemployment rate come out Friday, then we had the CPI number come out this morning, and people are like, okay, inflation. You're seeing it all over the place where the NASDAQ was really getting crushed. I think Palantir was down like 15% and finished the day up 1%. A lot of these leveraged asset plays and technology plays are all over the place. But what's your take on that? Is it you think people are confused? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just surprised to see it was back and forth, even with Bitcoin, back and forth, up 1,500, down 1,500. It just, it seems like people are trying to position themselves, but they really don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I think it's just the new normal. I think this is what you should expect going forward. I mean, NASDAQ was down 2.5% yesterday and then finished basically flat.
Flat, yeah.
Today it's down 2%. We'll see what, this is, mid-market, so we'll see where it finishes. But it just shows you, hey, you can't have trillions and trillions of liquidity sloshing around and not go places. So you're going to see massive swings. The way I would interpret that and use is, if you're a day trader, I would sell on rips and buy on dips. And if you're a longer term investor, focusing on what I hope comes from all this, and it will eventually, I just don't know when, is that it'll be a lot more stock pickers market instead of everything moving kind of with the wave of money. The tide comes in, tide goes out type of deal, everything moving up, everything moving down. So if you're a longer term, and as a longer term, those solid businesses that you have a lot of faith in, I would use the pullbacks to buy, for the longer term. Because think about this, Frank, another way, I'll dumb it down to my level. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, there were certain stocks that had 10% or more swings. Mm-hmm. So the common sense in me says, is this stock really worth 10% less 15 minutes ago than it was now? What the hell changed? Did they hire anybody new? Did they get a new order? No. It's just algorithms going crazy and people, getting in and out. So I just think it's the new normal, and we've seen more volatility lately, and it's going to get a lot across a lot different sectors.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, this is the environment they thrive in. The more volatility, the more liquidity in the market, that's what you have. You're going to see those numbers. It's not like you're seeing numbers from stay-at-home plays that are no longer stay-at-home plays. And, people are worried that those numbers are going to come down. They will for a lot of companies, the Pelotons, the Zooms and stuff like that. I get it. But, it's just these guys have incredible earnings power, and you're going to see them continue to beat those estimates. You also have still a red hot IPO market. A lot of IPOs are coming to the market, and the biggest ones are always going to be from Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, and deals and mergers and stuff like that. So red hot market for investment banks right now, and that's going to continue. Some earnings, right? So some pretty crazy earnings. One of them is Roblox. And I love this company, guys. I really do love this company because my daughters actually play all the time. And it's always like, Dad, can I have $5 to buy this? Or can I have $3? And, most of the time, no. And sometimes we're just so busy. I'm just like, yes, here's $10 and make sure you don't bother me for 3 hours. But they're always playing. And it's kind of like educational. It's fun. They build their own things. You could build your own games within it. This is, to me, Fortnite on steroids. The fact that you could build your own places and everything, the amount of money that daily active users were 43.3 million, up 37% from last year in April. Hours engaged, 3.2 billion hours engaged. Bookings, 245 million, up 60% year over year. Daily active users, up tremendously, 17%. And also they said that even the users who are over the age of 13 were up tremendously. This is not your typical fly-by-night technology company snowflake type thing where, hey, this company's going to be... This company is it's like Coinbase. They're massive EBITDA earnings, just revenue generators. There's constant money coming in. As long as you're seeing cryptos and you're seeing more... EOS is up tremendously, right, Daniel? I mean, you had news on EOS that we have in our portfolio, which is up... How much was it up yesterday? I
think it went up 40% yesterday. And it was up another 10 today.
Yeah, it was Peter Thiel starting an exchange and going to use...
Well, a backed company, yeah, they're I think it's $10 billion is what they're going to invest, and or they raised. I don't have it right in front of me, but it was a 10 billion number, and to build an exchange. And I mean, it's going to be on EOS, and it took off.
Yeah, I mean, EOS took off, but still, just the exchange where that's not coming for a while. I'm sure you got to get licensed and everything, but Coinbase, it's just constant. The trading, more and more, these EOS is going up. That's great. You're seeing... Ethereum, over 4,000, which was incredible. But, more and more trading and it's not just Bitcoin, which represented 70% of the industry not long ago. Now it's like probably 45. So Same with Roblox here. You have to realize that the amount of money that these companies generate constantly, there's a reason why, was it Epic Games owns Candy Crush? I forgot who bought them for 5 point something billion, I think they paid for Candy Crush. And you know what Disney paid for Lucas and Star Wars? It was like 4 point something billion. Think about that for a minute. That's how powerful they say. Why? Because it's all a fight for eyeballs, and these guys have eyeballs on them. Just with the 3.2 billion hours engaged, that's why you're seeing companies like Facebook and TikToks. It's how do we get to those eyeballs? Where are they spending the most time on? Here's one of the platforms you're seeing the younger generation spend a lot of time on, and younger kids, and then it's just going to come down to how do we advertise? How do we program these kids to do what we want? And then you get the advertising dollars or whatever. But man, the amount of money that these platforms make are absolutely incredible. And I wasn't surprised that stock went up 20%. It's now above its IPO price. It did fall a little bit, but still, we're seeing pretty good earnings come in. But I don't know how long this can last, right, Dan? With all these shortages, and you go to Best Buy to buy something and it's not there, you're going to buy it someplace else, right? So I mean, it's going to impact companies. You'll have higher taxes coming, definitely, corporate taxes. Just a lot of risk. You have inflation here. So can you continue to pass off those higher prices? Is the Fed going to do anything? Are they going to, when you look at all these risks in the marketplace, you have to be a little concerned where, a lot of these names are trading in terms of valuation, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's always reason to be concerned, and there's plenty of them right now. I know I'm going to sound like, too repetitive, but can Roblox continue this kind of growth? Maybe. Can everybody? Absolutely not. So again, it's going to get much more selective, on the results going forward now that a lot of things are not only priced in, but now you're going to be comparing. We only move forward. And so once you start looking back, comparing on these amazing returns, that's when you really have to start paying attention. We're still a little ways from that, but Roblox is like Facebook to me. I remember talking about it a few weeks ago or several weeks ago, whenever it went public, had no clue what it was. Still don't. It's only about 15% higher than its IPO price. So long term, this might be a decent entry point. But I read through the earnings release. Yeah, I mean, the growth is incredible. Facebook, same way. And, you probably ought to just buy this even if you don't use it. I have a Facebook account. I think I get on there once a year to wish everybody thank you for telling me happy birthday. But I think I've been a bull on Facebook for a long time, even though them Wall Streeters, was it Citigroup that downgraded Facebook and Google?
I think so.
Do they not listen to this podcast? What the hell is their problem?
Yeah, they said that they're expecting advertising rates to slow.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Anyway,
listen,
like I said, I'm only bullish on Facebook whenever you see a headline about the government breaking them up. That's when you keep buying it.
And I respect that. I really respect that downgrade. I mean, I don't know if I totally agree with it, but it's against the grain. Everybody else is bullish on these names completely. You saw the numbers come out. It's easy to get super bullish and say these things are going a lot higher. And this guy's just like, hey, you know what? It's going to slow down a little bit. And I like that. I like reading just, other perspectives. People have different opinion. Yeah. It was solid. I mean, I was having fun. It was a solid report. It's very cool. So it wasn't just like, a guy making his name for himself. He already has a name. So, no, it's interesting. That was an interesting call.